Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff, blindfolded, convinced you are walking on solid ground. Now imagine every well-meaning passerby smiling, patting you on the back and cheering you on. That was Taylor Marshall's soul for years, until one man finally shouted, "Stop." You've likely heard of the headlines from late April 2026. Pope Leo XIV welcoming Sarah Mullally, the first female Archbishop of Canterbury, to the Vatican. They prayed together in the Urban VIII Chapel. They exchanged gifts. The optics screamed unity. The Holy Father spoke of removing stumbling blocks to evangelization. He even quoted Pope Francis, saying it would be a scandal if they failed to make Christ known together. On the surface, it looks like charity, a polite gesture dialogue. But underneath the surface, a soul is being strangled. Taylor Marshall, the Catholic commentator and a former Anglican priest, knows this damage intimately. Before his conversion in 2006, Marshall was an Episcopal priest. He encountered dozens of Catholic clergy who, out of a misplaced sense of kindness, called him Father. They asked to pray for his priestly ministry. He recalls the haunting effect. This reinforced for me that I was approved by Catholic clergy and was therefore valid. He writes that it did terrible damage to my soul. They didn't intend to lie to him, but they did. Their silence on the truth kept him chained to an invalid altar. That is not love. That is the cruelty of fake ecumenism. For a traditionalist Catholic, the scandal of the Vatican's meeting with Sarah Mullally isn't just about optics, it's about settled dogma. In 1896, Pope Leo XIII definitively declared in Apostolicae Curae that Anglican orders are absolutely null and utterly void. The reasoning is precise. A defect in the form and intention of their ordinal means the sacrament of holy orders simply does not take place. Anglican priests are not priests. Their bishops cannot ordain. When they stand at an altar, as the life-side analysis bluntly puts it, nothing happens. And yet, here we are in 2026, watching a female archbishop, an office the Catholic Church has always held impossible for women, stand on equal footing with the successor of Peter. This is not a political squabble over manners. It is a crisis of truth. By treating Archbishop Mullally as a genuine ecclesial leader, Vatican officials are not building bridges. They are gaslighting a billion souls. They are actively reinforcing the very error Taylor Marshall warns about, the Anglican belief that Rome silently approves of their ministers. So who was the man who finally saved Marshall from the cliff? It was Msgr James Conley, now the Bishop of Lincoln. Conley, himself a convert from Presbyterianism, didn't smile politely. In 2006, at a small cafe in Rome by St. Ann's Gate, he met Marshall and told him point blank, "You are not a priest. You should become a Catholic." Was Marshall offended? Absolutely. He was shocked that Conley skipped the ecumenical niceties. But that is the definition of true charity. As Marshall argues, true charity cannot include calling an Anglican minister father or priest. Charity without truth is a hollow placebo. It feels warm for a moment, but it cannot heal. Conley wasn't rude. He was loving enough to risk the friendship for the sake of the soul. This analysis isn't meant to disrespect Pope Leo, but we must ask ourselves a fundamental question. Is the Vatican's current approach echoing the soft affirmation that damned Marshall for years? Or are we, like Bishop Conley, willing to be the one voice in a polite crowd who declares the truth clearly and compassionately? Politeness is cheap. Politeness burns souls. True ecumenism, the kind St. John Henry Newman understood when he left the Church of England, doesn't pretend we are the same. It recognizes differences and calls people home, not deeper into the fog.